Made one of these videos at the old house with the old garage and it did really well. People seem interested in the garage setup, so I figured I'd give you guys a tour of the new garage. I've been in here for about 2.5 years, and I work out of here with the business. Half the cars I do here, half I do at a shop. So kind of multi-purpose garage, so that's kind of how it's set up. I get a lot of comments when I post short videos or stuff on Instagram or Facebook of your garage is too clean, no work gets done in there. But people that watch the channel know that we do everything in the car in this little 2-car garage, from pulling motors to pulling trans to rebuilding motors to basically basic maintenance. Anything on the car can basically be done here. And like I said, I'm also doing customer cars in here at least one a week, so the garage has to be able to fit both of those profiles, to be a place where I can work, detail cars, and also be a place where I can rent and work on my car. So that's kind of how I've designed it and built it. And, you know, it's kind of the best I could do with the space provided. It is just a 2-car garage. It does have a little bonus shop. That's why everyone always asks, where's the tools? You'll see where the tools are in this video. So flip the camera around here and we'll get inside. Here we go. Okay, so when you walk into the little shop area. We got my car in here right now. Polished this up last night before it goes back to the shop. If you want to know more about the car, there's tons on my channel. So build breakdown, tons of it racing. Yeah, so this is kind of the space. As you can see, I have lots of lights set up all around the shop. This is for detailing, so I have tons and tons of light in here. I can obviously change how much light's in here, flick a switch. Got LEDs run around, LEDs under this bar, LEDs underneath that, just so if we're in here hanging out and watching a game or some racing on the TV, can make the mood a little bit cooler in here. But that's kind of the basic. I'll show you where we walked in. This is a shop space. So for all of you that say, where are the tools? Well, they're in these 4 toolboxes right here, and this toolbox, and some stuff in here. Most of you know that my day job is a detailer, so these are all of my polishers. Rupes 21, Milwaukee cordless. This is kind of the workhorse, the 15 Bigfoot. Got the Nano, and then we got the little iBird. I like this thing a lot. So those are the detailing tools, the lights. Normally this cabinet is full of all my product. Same with this rack, but right now it's still getting a little cold in Michigan. I let it get down to about 40 at night in here. So I don't have hardly anything stored in this cabinet right now. I have a giraffe pressure washer that runs to the water that comes into the garage back there, runs along the floor, up in the pressure washer. This is a 100-foot reel. It's awesome. I love it. And we have a race deck floor throughout the garage. Also did race deck kind of behind that just to keep water off any of the wood. Extra CO2 bottle for the race car. Air blower. Milwaukee. Love that thing. Those are my blocks that I put the car on. You guys see me working on the car. They go on those blocks up there. Way better than jack stands. Build yourself a set of those. Way safer. Way easier to get underneath the car. So that's kind of the gist of what's going on over there. Back here I have just storage for you know, fluids basically. This is a bunch of tools, pullers, stuff for doing ball joints, spring compressors, a bunch of wiring stuff. This is brake bleeding tools. Sawzall, everyone needs one of those. Soldering iron, Dremel tool, air gun. Just some more fittings right here. This is just odd and end fittings. The radio, you gotta have a good stereo in your garage. Feeds the speakers that are set up around here. There's the mini Fox Body RC car. This is kind of my board where I keep all the stuff for the race car, to keep track of what we're doing before events. This little heater right here, guys, this thing runs on 220 or 240. And this thing will heat the entire garage in the winter when it's 5 degrees. This thing is killer. Never leave this running if you're not in here. Super dangerous. But when I'm out here, kick this thing on. It will heat this garage up in about a half hour from 40 degrees to 70. Got my photo bomb wall here. Just a bunch of stickers. I just stuck these on and then trimmed it to go around where the TV is. My dad built me this bar top, which we just color matched. This is a metal top, so we do a lot of work on this. And if it gets messed up, I just roll some new paint on it. We got some bar stools. Got some Fusion Plus. This is the coating that I use. Propaganda on the walls. Some products. One of my favorite pictures of all times. B, Justin, Max, Don Walsh Jr., and my son Trenton. The day that we went 796. Ran our 7 for the first time. Good day, good people. You also notice a lot of this metal art around the shop. There's a bunch of it. It's a local company that does all this stuff. And I really dig it. I always pick some up when I go to Autorama or whatever. This one I let rust. Came out cool. All right, now we're kind of made our way over to the shop area, so I guess I'll show you what's going on over here. My RC tires, just some random parts. This is the catch-all. Everyone's got a cabinet like this. Just a bunch of odds and ends. Looks like a rotor for the car. Some metal polishing stuff, and then just your typical brake clean, all that junk. This is one of my favorite things in the garage. My grandpa worked for Ford. He was a body guy, and before he retired, he had always used this leaf spring that he had cut in half, to pry on body parts or whatever, and they chromed it for him for his retirement. And when he passed away, I got this, and I also got his toolbox. I probably could get a nicer, newer toolbox, but this thing means a lot to me. So does this. So that toolbox ain't never leaving, and neither is that. It's got a bunch of broken parts from the car. We torched spark plugs to lifters that were rounded off. Broken axle. This stuff I keep me in check. Picture of the car at Bowling Green. A couple of my really good buddies that have passed away, T.Y. and Ryan. Keep those guys there forever too. Got some pistons here. This is out of Don Walsh Jr.'s Pro Mod. This is out of my car. This is out of a Hellcat that, or SRT 8 Jeep, a Trackhawk that didn't live a good life. This one is out of my car last time we heard it. Not great. Just some other random stuff. This is the charging station. Milwaukee charger, all the chargers, RC. And then these are for the polishers. Picture of my son Maddox on top of my old car, sitting on the engine bay. Cool piece of art. That's the old car too. It's a light box. I think that's a cool, one of my favorite shots. That one or that one of the ST are both super cool. All right, we're getting to the box because everyone says, "Where's the tools? You don't have any tools. How do you work on your cars?" Well, we have 1, 2, 3. This is probably the most boring. This is all just stuff for polishing. Just a bunch of pads, applicator, the towel drawer. Microfiber is the most important tool you have when detailing. Get good microfibers. So that's kind of the gist here. Down there, just some drying towels. I got a bunch of jack stands that I rarely use. We'll go to the boring toolboxes first. This is a catch-all with JB Weld and assembly loop for putting motors together. This is my most messy drawer. Don't judge me on this. Everyone's got one drawer like this in their toolbox. Yeah, not real proud of that one. Just flip through these. This is just some extra sockets. I honestly have not opened this drawer in probably 4 years. Some extra, it's kind of the overflow box, I guess. Some extra Allen keys, some extra drill bits, Some old wrenches that, again, I never reached for. Some tin snips, use these. There's a cutter for doing hose, cuts it nice and straight. Pipe cutter. Screwdrivers, picks. This is the Allen keys and Torx bit box. Use a bunch of this stuff. These are both Allens that go on ball head Allens. 3/8 ratchet. This you gotta flip up. Allen wrenches, spanner wrenches, adjustable Allen wrench, some cressets, some shorties that, again, I never reach for those, so they made their way over here. Files, picks, and then another catch-all. You know, everyone's got a drawer like this too. Hammers, just all types of stuff for doing brake jobs, rivet tools, dead blows, filter wrenches, hacksaw. Come on, guys. Everyone knows I got one drawer like that. Okay, the big box, top drawer, bunch of random stuff in here. Business cards, OBD, checker, compression tester, air tool, stuff for head gaskets, paint pens, nut cert tool, time cert, super awesome. Don't use normal helicoils. Definitely buy these if you need to do inserts. It's like an extra distributor gear, some pry bars, and it's kind of in that drawer. This is the socket drawer, the O2 sensor socket. So the way I have this set up is I have everything from 1/2-inch drive, 3/8, 1/4-inch, all divided into metric and standard. Some adapters, some odd size here, wheel sockets. These are pretty cool. These are hollow, so you can put, you know, if you're doing springs or whatever, you can put an Allen key through the end. Use those a lot more than I thought I ever would when I bought them. Some swivels. Use these for doing like bead locks. Get the drift. Basically want everything in there. This is all of the ratchets. A couple every size. I do have a big breaker bar right here, but a smaller breaker bar in here. Stuff I take to the track. This is just an S&K full kit. If I want to just grab, you know, a full kit, I grab that. Same with this. This is just 1/4-inch drive. My good Husky torque wrench. I love this torque wrench. It's baller. Super cheap, junky Pittsburgh torque wrench that I really never use except for maybe like stand bolts where I need really low torque. Probably not the best torque wrench. Probably need to upgrade that guy to one of these or something good too. All the wrenches, from normal to ratcheting wrenches. There's some cool wrenches in here that are also my grandpa's that I do use all the time. These are actually Ford wrenches. Maybe you guys can comment if anyone else has any of these. I have a bunch of actually Ford wrenches. Most are wall hangers, but kind of cool. I actually use this one a lot. I'm assuming he made that. He obviously made that guy. And then there's some tools in here that I've obviously made too. This Mac wrench that I had to bend to get to a convertible. We've all done that. And then these are just Craftsman ratcheting wrenches like these. Not a big Craftsman tool guy, but I actually think these are pretty solid. Just some pliers, vice grips for those snap hose clamps, some wire cutters, some dikes, some side cutters, some cheap, some good. This is a Milwaukee borescope. And just have a few different drivers in here. I usually grab the Milwaukee Fuel powered ratchet. Love this thing. Use that all the time. I have an Air one too. Never use that. Use that a lot, obviously. Just some drill bits. You get the gist of that. also got over here, this is just some overflow inventory of random stuff. Don't ever use these things. I don't even know why they're in here. Some spacers, some AN fittings, rivets, some studs, some O-rings. Yeah, just a bunch of real random stuff over here. Some shims, some bulbs, just organized and kind of out of the way. A really cool picture. My mom took this. This is me, my oldest son, my youngest son, and my dad at a baseball game. My dad coaches with me. We coach his team now. He's 13. So this was taken a long time ago in Little League when we were coaching together. We're still coaching together. And baseball is a really important thing in my family. As you can see, this is when I was probably his age now. We won the district championship in travel. So somehow I ended up with that. I don't know how. Sorry, guys. Teammates that are seeing that. So, yeah, that's kind of the rundown. There's just some random stuff on the wall I guess I can show you guys. This is a camshaft out of the car when I bought it. And you can see how rounded off it was. So that turned into a wall hanger the day we brought it home. Some of my favorite Hot Wheels, some cool stuff in here. This is the Tim Allen one, kind of a rare one to get your hands on. Another cool Fox body, just some cool stuff. Love this car. Another board, that's for the business. Calendar, super important. Got old water ski over here. That was actually that guy's, Jamie Beauchesne's. But yeah, that's kind of the deal. Wood sign that my cousin made me for the shop. Cool picture of the car when we put on a Cars and Coffee, me and Zach. One of the biggest Cars and Coffee probably Michigan's ever seen. We put it on. Banner for the business, Car Pro banner, Ford banner. And that's kind of the deal. Race deck floor, like I said, guys. It's just a little bit different color in here than it is in here. I love race deck. I had it in my last garage. I will always put it in the garage, but I will tell you next time I do it, I will pay the money for the Tough Shield. That's what I had in the last one. This one I didn't, so the floor is getting a little dull over time. But like I said, I do work in this garage. You know, once a week I'm doing at least a car in here, so I'm making a lot of dust. I'm rolling around on the creeper. So floor does get tore up. I guess I didn't talk about this area. This is a toolbox that I take to the track with me when we go. I take tools out of the toolbox and fill this up. So that's what this is, some extra tools for that. This has some welding stuff in it, some grinders, some propane torches, things like that. Got some X85 here and some E85 that came out of the car. It's for my dad. What else we got over here? Inspection light. This is super expensive, but a crucial tool to have if you're doing what I do. This is a paint thickness gauge. Same deal. We got here angle finder, some magnets, some lights, some magnetic trays. So that's kind of it. A lot of shelving in here, which is important. You'll see that the engine stands up there. Down in the shed is where the engine hoist is. So if we need to pull a motor in the garage, we have everything here to do it. But I love all the shelving that's in here. Gets stuff up out of the way. So it's not on the ground, as you guys can tell. I need as much space as I can possibly get because the garage is, as you can see, not huge. But I can fit an F-150 in here. That's kind of the maximum. Full-length Escalades, things like that do fit, but F-350s, F-250s, that stuff I cannot do in here. Those things like that got to get done at the shop. So I hope that helps answer some of the questions on your garage is too clean. You don't do work in there. You don't work in there. Anyone that watches the channel knows that we do work in this garage. We do everything to this car in here. Like I said, from motors coming out to transits coming out to putting a new rear end in it. We've done, well, basically everything in here. Other than some of the stuff that we got to use the hoist for over at Scoops. But basically, with the stands, we can do almost everything here on the ground. I guess I didn't show you in here. This is where my air compressor is and all my oil drain stuff and then the air compressor line just runs out to here because I'm always using compressed air when detailing cars. So that's kind of the gist, guys. I just want to make that video real quick. I love this garage. I spent a lot of time in here. This garage makes me money. I work in here. I also wrench on the race car in here, watch games in here with my family. Garage is basically another room in our house. It's obviously fully painted and it's insulated. And oftentimes the door into the house here is open because this is heated. And a lot of my stuff is always sitting here that I use to detail cars. So you get the gist. I just want to make this video so all the haters out there that say you don't work in that garage where are the tools, it's too clean for you to work in there, your car's too clean to race it. I'm just a clean person. I have a nice, neat, clean garage, and I think we made the best of what we could with this little 2-car we have. I am working on a project that you guys will tag along on of a much bigger facility here in the next year. So that's some exciting things coming to the channel. So if you like this kind of content, guys, please subscribe to the channel. Appreciate you watching. Have a good one. Peace.